Hello, everyone. On behalf of my mother, Lorraine, and the entire Shamie family, I want to thank the SCA for organizing this special Yom Yerushalayim event sponsored in memory of my father, Louis Shamie. This event would have been very dear to him. As Dad would explain it, when he was young, Jews were looked down upon. But then came 1967 and things changed. Dad said that was the day we could raise our heads high. Not only did our people defend an independent state against insurmountable odds, we liberated our holy city and capital, Jerusalem. We were proud and united. Jews around the world came together in celebration of our Jewish state. Please enjoy today's events and let's celebrate together the miracle of Yom Yerushalayim. Thank you and have a good day.
Okay, welcome everyone. We have a real honor and privilege to hear from a former IDF soldier who served in 1967, who served in the Six-Day War.
Yes,
I actually spoke with, it was Ricky Novick a few weeks ago, and I said, Ricky, do you know anyone from our community that fought in the Six-Day War? He says, you have to speak with Charles Ben Dayan. He has an unbelievable story to tell. He started telling me a little bit about it, and I'm very excited to hear more. So I'm going to ask a few questions back and forth with Charles. He fought in 67, and he'll tell us a lot of his story and what he experienced while serving in the IDF. So Charles, I guess let's just open up, introducing yourself and you know where you were born and how I guess your connection to Israel, where it started.
Okay, thank you, Jeffrey. I was asked to really talk about the Six-Day War, really to represent, I would say, 250 soldiers and reserves that was fighting in that war. I was born in Tel Aviv in 1943, and I was serving in the army. And 2 years after finishing my service, was called to the flag. The threat on the existence of the Israel as a nation altogether. So, any other question, Jesse?
So you were born in Israel. Your family was
born in Tel Aviv. Yeah.
In Tel Aviv. What was life like before the war? I guess from when you were born, when living in Tel Aviv, how were the Arab neighbors? How'd you live?
Well, first of all, when I was born into a war. We had 48, I mean, before 48, of course, but on 48, when the British left, there was a war, the war of freedom, and we were under attacks constantly from our neighbors, Arabs in Jaffa. And that's how we grew into war. We understood at the time to be alert. We understood we need to find shelters, and you know, throughout our family was involved. My uncle was involved in the underground. So Israel was born in war and really suffered throughout with the threats, constant threat until today, in fact, for its own existence. And then we'll go back to 1967. So, 1967, I finished the army about 2 years before that. I had a little bit of money and planned to go to university. But in any event, I thought about me. I would like to tell you just the feeling of what everybody in Israel felt. In Egypt was dictator named Gamal Abdel Nasser. Gamal Abdel Nasser was very, very popular and very, very ambitious. He wanted to unite the Arabs around him, create a coalition, and destroy. The only thing that disturbed him to control the whole Middle East was, of course, Israel. So he had a plan how to destroy Israel. Backed by the Soviet Union, he got armed from tip to toe with the latest equipment, the latest armies. Everything was really the latest thing. And here we are, Israel, young country, 19 years old country, all of a sudden being with a huge threat that we never had before. That we're 7 ready, equipped, well-equipped country trying to destroy us. It was Egypt, Syria, Jordan, Iraq, Yemen, Lebanon, Tunisia. Everybody was really against us. Some of them sent actual army, 4 of them, and they start sending very heavy armies into the peninsula of Sinai and to the north into the Golan Heights. And Israel got very alarmed. Lyndon Johnson was the president of the United States, and Lyndon Johnson told us, "Don't worry, we'll be with you." And we'll be with you as long as you're not going to start any war by yourself. And we sit and wait. So, okay, when this happened, they called us into the reserves, and I was on the border of Sinai, of the Sinai, in the Negev, and waiting for the war. Meanwhile, Gamal Abdel Nasser felt so confident that it would be an easy wash for him, very easy. He was closing the narrows of Tehran and choking Israel on the international ways. That alarmed Israel. Israel again. He also pulled the United Nations that was put after the 48 war, after 56 war. It was put. The United Nations was set between us and the Egyptians. He pulled them out. He gave them order to leave, and that means he wants to start a war. We stayed in the desert, and a small army. We were not, I would say, we were not hopeless. We didn't feel hopeless, but we feel that we knew we were outnumbered, like grossly outnumbered. They have, for example, 2,500 tanks, but the latest tanks, the T-54, and we had 800 tanks, American, relatively old tanks, Centaurians. We have 200 planes, they have 1,000 planes, and we have to fight 3 to 4 different fronts and split all the little bit in between 3 or 4 borders. It was very, very challenging, very, very challenging. Again, we never felt hopeless. We said and we knew that we had no other choice but to defend our country, and that's what we did. We sat over there, strategized, and how do you say in Hebrew, in the Torah it says, "Betachbulot ta'aseh lecha milchama." It means war you do with your big enemy, you can do only by being smart, by trick them thinking with them, strategize yourself, and do something that unexpected. And really, before the war, I didn't know the total picture. Of course, I was and up there. Very, very, very few knew when the war will start. It was very obvious that Israel is supposed to make the preemptive attack. But again, they were so relaxed and so laid back and so happy. And just I send you, asked me to send you a picture. I send you a picture of how they're celebrating and sitting and already celebrating the winning of the war. While we're sitting and strategizing what we're going to do. Every unit really knew its job, what to be done. You see here, you see Gamal Abdel Nasser sitting down, and his pilots and generals around him, and they're celebrating, happy. That's going to be like, they celebrate a little bit too early. Right after that, we sat and wait for quite a while on the border. First of all, training a little bit, but really fooling the enemy as well at the same time. Sending people, letting their reconnaissance flight go over us, taking pictures of us living, moving from place to place, and we actually were training, but they thought we don't know what to do. Like we were confused. This is the picture we're supposed to show them. We're confused. And letting people even for vacations. But actually sitting at the same time, we knew exactly, every unit knew exactly what will be their job and their strategy in this war. The truth of the matter, we were sure that a lot of us never going to come back because we so outnumbered, so out-equipped that our chances to win in anybody's eyes was really zero. Anyway, in the Egyptian eyes it was zero, and the Syrian and etc. But we were ready, and once the code was given, it was in Hebrew Sadim Adom, which is a red rag or red towel, whatever you could call it, and we moved in. My unit volunteered to Division 200 by Issachar Sadmi, was the one that volunteered to go, to cut through the enemy, try to engage as less as possible, and reach the passage of the Mitzvah. The Mitzvah passage was such a valley in between chain of mountains that divided Sinai to two. From coming from Israel, there's like a bottleneck between all those mountains. The only way to pass from the east side to the west side of Israel is on our right, and Egypt is on the Suez Canal on the very left. And to pass the land, there is in the center of Sinai, if you see the brown mountains, over there was only one passage, was one valley you can pass from side to side. So our job was to cut through and penetrate into this passage and block their army either way, if coming in or going out. The Air Force helped us, of course, and destroyed a lot of when the Sadina was given, the Israeli Air Force already started destroying all the airports, airplanes, and tanks of the enemy. They were so surprised they didn't even know what's hitting them. Our unit went through, and we were told to try not to engage with local enemies, but try to get into this passage and block it. And so we tried to do. Of course, in the war, on the way, we got resistance, and we got into wars. Unfortunately, we lost people. Unfortunately, the worst one that came to my eyes to see was a frame that was his body was sticking out of the tank, and a bullet of other tank cut into half. This was a very terrible drama for everybody. But there was others that were killed, but no, nothing like what we expected. Really, nothing like we expected. We expected a very bloody, long war, and I tell you that Chasdei Hashem, or the Jewish brain, and everything else put together really gave us such advantage in this war, on this, and wherever we were, we tried to attack. We had to engage very shortly, and you see them running away. They're jumping out of the tanks, removing the shoes, and running in the sands, the dunes, and just running away. We got into one of the camps. We captured some soldiers over there, and I asked one of them. This was a high-rank guy, and I asked him, "How come you guys have the best equipment? Now you want to run. You run before you jump out of the tank. At least you have the bullet already in the cannon. Or just press the button and then run." He said, "No, you don't understand. We were told that our army already in Tel Aviv, and all of a sudden the Yahud is on us. I mean the Jews on us, and we thought you are the devils." So their propaganda fooled themselves, and we really reached. It was a long. We couldn't go over through the right highways. We went on dunes and passed around camps. Some of them we engaged. We tried not to. Then we finally arrived to the Mitlane. But really, by the time we arrived to the Mitlane, the Egyptian army was already all running away. And our job was to block them from running away, get together, maybe gathered and gather forces and come back to attack us. So the order was, don't let them through, either way. And so we did. To show you what we volunteered, with us in our unit was people that were not even belonging to the tanks, just trying to with the supply lane, drivers, etc. So I remember very clearly that we hit a tank, armor carrying soldiers, which opened at the top, and we hit him, and do not want to totally destroy it. So it was very, very quiet, and we had nothing coming from direction, no shooting, no nothing. So I asked, there is anybody volunteer to throw a grenade over there? He said, me, I'm the fakir, I'm fakir, me. So, and I said, okay. He took a hand grenade, he runs, we hear nothing, he said, hold fire on the, and we're holding the fire. So quiet. The guy's coming back. I say, how do you operate it? So he volunteered without even knowing what he's doing. but to show you that really the spirit was the spirit of volunteer to do your best and really give everything, because we knew that we are the only line that would protect Israel. After us, they're just going to slaughter everybody. Really, if I say slaughter, that's exactly what they would have done. Slaughter everybody and throw it to the ocean. That's what their promise. And again, that's what, yeah, it was a lot of, war is something very ugly. Very, very, very ugly. It was a long time after that I could not smell a steak for the bodies that was burning in the tanks of the enemies. And it's, war is ugly. But thank God we are the winners and not them.
It's an amazing story. It's an amazing story that I think we all need to hear, and we appreciate, we're looking at a war hero. I want to share my story.
I don't consider myself a hero. I would tell you something that really nobody really considers himself as a hero. We did something that we have no other choice to do. It's not us. Who else will protect our families? Israel was, a young country with 2.2 million Jews, only small army, fighting for its life. So everybody was a hero. It's not heroes. Nothing else to do. You just walk and do your best to protect your families behind.
I think we all still think you're a hero.
Oh, no.
Maybe
my grandchildren think so. But
Charles, who is this?
If I humbly say, everybody was a hero. Really, everybody that took place in this war, it was hopeless war, absolutely hopeless war. Like the chances for us to make it, never mind to win it, was really very slim to none.
Right.
And without losing hopes and without doing our best, thanks to the fantastic training we got before also, and the thoughts and the strategies that we made, that's how we won. That's exactly how we won.
Right. Charles, I'm going to share a picture. I want you to tell us who this is and what he means to you.
This is a town. He was in charge of the tax divisions. All the tax divisions are in the south border. It was in Sinai. Yeah, he was a hero, really.
Did you?
Very clever.
General Israel Tal, were you under him?
Yes, I was serving under him. In division, I was under him was Hassadli, which I served under him. Mm-hmm. Division 200.
What was the scariest moment that you would say you encountered during the war?
When you war done, you are not scared. You're not thinking about anything. The only time that you get scared is when you see you have no control. And I think in one instance, we were attacked by rockets from not knowing where it's coming from. And all we hear is a whistle and a hole open in the ground. And it falls once here and once there, and you try to move to the right. All of a sudden, wherever you moved from was a hole. The place you want to move to was a hole. And the whistle, this was a scary moment that you don't know what to do. And I would say really is the only scary moment. The rest we didn't have, when you're in a war, you don't have time to think and to be scared. You attack, you go forward, you either kill or get killed, one of the two, but you try to survive. and hurt your friends. I mean, the main thing is to cover one on each other. That I know that my friend behind me or in front of me is protecting me, and as well, he knows I'm protecting him. I'll do anything for him, and he'll do anything for me. That's for sure, that's something we took for granted.
Right. You said you went. An important strategic point that you really had to cut through was the Mitla Pass.
Yes.
This is what it looked like after the war?
This was the war. That after the attack from the air and from our army that did all that. All you see is how the army was destroyed. Huge army. They were moving toward Israel. Everybody was in the direction of Israel.
So this is the road.
This
is the road, and this is all the Egyptian vehicles
that were burned tanks with the bodies. Everything was burning.
Wow.
Thanks to our Air Force, was really amazing Air Force. It made all the difference. And the Air Force, you talk about Air Force, it was only 200 planes. They have thousands of planes. We have 200 planes that I think we lost about 20 or 30 planes and really attacked them. The surprise was the key. The preempt was the key.
When was the war over for you?
The war was over after we finished our job in the Mikle. We moved forward to the Suez Canal, and the question was, are we passing or crossing the Suez Canal or not? And my commander, Issachar, suddenly comes to tell all of us to say, guys, we have to maybe cross the Suez Canal, but we have you have to be here another 2 months. I say, wow, I thought we won the war. He say, yes, you won the war, and you can go home. Actually, that was his joke, and that was an anecdote that happened there. But I was really discharged with the first to cross, and first to be discharged. The first thing I did, I really went to visit I took my girlfriend, and I took my, which today is my wife, and I took my sister, and we went to see the Kotel. The Kotel they were just cleaning the Kotel from all the destroy a lot of buildings that were in front of it. It was a high hidden, full of garbage, storage. And we just opened it, and the bulldozers were still working on opening it. It was really an amazing moment to see the Kotel in our hands.
This was how long after we got the Kotel? Like when did you hear that we even captured Jerusalem? And when was the first time you were able to go there?
When we were already still in the Mikle. We went crazy. It's unbelievable. It was an unbelievable story.
Wow. So I guess after being part of such a memorable moment in Jewish history, really making history, you ended up decided to move to America with your brother. Do you have any mixed feelings of where your home is, and how do you continue to give back to a place I assume you still call home?
Yeah, I do. First of all, when I was in a waiting period of crossing the borders into Egypt, we had time to think. And I was thinking, I'm so young, I never saw the world. I was busy with the army. I was later on working to save money for the university. I didn't have not the time, not the means to see the world. And I promised myself that once I'd be able to walk and see after this war, the first thing I'll do, I'll take off and see the world. And so I did. I went to Europe, I went to Dayan, and then I reached US. And my brother, Abi, was here already for quite a few months. And I started working day one until today. Never stop. Yeah.
And how do you give back to Israel today?
How do I give back? Today I really created the ICRF Israel Cancer Research Fund, that the arms of the Syrian community here in Deal. Every summer we are doing everything to raise money and help the scientists in Israel, only in Israel, to make their research possible. And such wonders come from Israel with all this brain, the Jewish brain again, that brings such solutions to everything that's almost impossible. And we believe that the answer and the advanced therapies will come from Israel with this Jewish genius. Helps keep them working there, not leaving the country, and giving them enough money to do their research in Israel and hopefully come with a final solution as well.
Beautiful. It's nice to still have that connection, especially when living abroad, to remember that we're a Jewish community, but we're part of a much bigger picture. We're part of a nation, and Israel means so much to us, and I think that's a lot of what we're celebrating today.
It's a country, the Jewish people, since the Galut, the first 2,000 years ago, we had really no flag, no country, no kabod, no nothing. Really, were the dust of everybody. Pogroms, inquisitions, and the final solution of the Nazis. And then came Gamal Abdel Nasser with his final solution for Israel, which thank God we all, by then had our army, and he was not successful to do so because our army hit him 7 times as hard as he thought he was going to hit us. This is the first time that Israel had its own army can give an answer to all this anti-Semitism around the world. They want to destroy us, and until now want to and keep wanting to destroy us. It's, to have a flag, it's amazing.
That's a crazy perspective, what you just said, how, there was one final solution, but, you mentioned you feel like Abdel Nasser had his own final solution. Is that what people felt like in Israel at the time?
We felt that that's what the enemy wants. We know until today that that's what they want. That's their dream. But Israel is really very strong equipped now, very well equipped now, and the Jewish brain is still as bright as ever. And I believe that we're here to stay, to grow, and wonder the world. The amazing things that coming out of Israel, you all know. I don't have to tell you. It's really a miracle stories. Every invention, every creation. We have the biggest and strongest army, one of the largest in the world, the strongest in the world. The best pilots in the world are Israeli pilots. The best everything is really. We have to be very, very proud that we have somebody that But if God forbid something happen, they are there for us.
Right.
I will never forget that in Auschwitz, the Hungarian, the Poland allow Israel to have a flight over Auschwitz on Yom HaShoah. And they allow them only if they fly in a height of 40,000 feet. So they say, who's going to say us without this kind of height is the point over there. So the pilots, the Israeli pilots, say, listen, a second chance like this, we're never going to have. And they flew very, very low over Auschwitz. There was like 8 Israeli Mirages flying over Auschwitz. If we had then those airplanes, Auschwitz would never be existing. And that's we all have to understand how important Israel is for all the Jews.
Right. Did you going back a second? Was your first choice to join the tank unit? Did you have a choice to join where you wanted even?
No, I was volunteering to the Air Force. I was supposed to be a pilot. I really was supposed to be a pilot. I volunteered to be a pilot, and I thought I would be a good pilot. I went through all the basic training. First of all, to be chosen among a couple thousand boys that really want to be pilots. I went through all this tests and succeed to pass all stages. Basic training was amazing training, very, very, very tough one. Finally, we finished it, and we start flying. I flew as long as I flew in a minute. In fact, in a minute that I went on a jet, and the pilot, my trainer, made for me a minus G. I said, this is not for me. Sorry. I cannot be on a roller coaster that goes this is a minus G. So I decided that I will not continue. They tried to convince me. I couldn't. I said, no, this is not for me. I'm sorry. And I moved to the tanks.
Did you know any pilots personally that were part of Operation Moked that flew over Egypt? Any of your friends?
No, I didn't. I didn't know in particular anybody that told me he flew or something like this. No, I didn't know.
Okay, we're coming to the end. I want to just, I guess, close with a question that you could really close with. But really, what does Yom Yerushalayim mean to you?
That's what it means to me. It means to me that when I was in the Middle and heard that Jerusalem is ours and the Kotel is ours, this is the moment. That's what it means. It means the moment that finally it's ours. Finally, I remember going to Jerusalem before the war, and it was a wall. They were throwing usually stones over it, and we'll go to places to maybe we'll see the Kotel, maybe we'll go to the peak of the Kotel, and those bastards would not even let us visit for a second or anything like that. And all of a sudden now it's finally back to be ours. And that moment that I heard Jerusalem is ours, the Kotel is Hakotel Beyadenu, that was a very mesmerizing moment. And that's what Yerushalayim means to me. We have Jerusalem, we have Israel, as in Jerusalem, our capital, like it was before.
Really, thank you so much. You leave us with so much to appreciate, and so much to.
Thank you for caring so much for Israel as well, like all of us, like we all should. And see you on happy occasions and better.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Very nice. Thank you, Mr.
Okay,
Charles.
thank you,
We
everybody.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, all the best.